Hello there, class. This time, I'll be doing the introduction because we're having a special episode tonight. Your Kuya N is going to perform his first ever assessment. Yes, it's a practical assessment where he practices the skills he has acquired so far in oral comm. At least he'll be a good role model to all of you. What we'll be discussing today, what he'll be showing us is his empathic listening skills. Oh English me, oh English me, gusto kong matuto ng Ingles pero hindi alam kung paano. Now, there are two types of responses as you may have learned from other videos on empathic listening, but let me give you a review. First, we have autobiographical listening. Autobiographical listening is when you do the following. When someone confides in you with, let's say, heavy emotions, you might be tempted to probe. So you ask questions like, what's wrong? What did that other person do to you? You ask based on your personal agenda. The second response that we usually give to people who confide in us is that we automatically advise them to do something, advise them to do this. If not, give them clear instructions, maybe lecture them on something that we think they are poor at. Like, you should be thankful that you're still alive, those things. And then the other possible response, which is also not uncommon, is we interpret. We help the person figure things out by giving them our theories. Like, for example, probably the other person was having a bad day. That's why he or she said those stuff. The other tempting response, but not also unusual, is evaluating. We either agree or disagree with the person's statement. We say something like, yes, you're right, you should resign from your job, or you should shift to another degree program because it's not really for you. Or we say otherwise. So we will see how Kuya N progresses throughout his conversation with his father regarding the coordination of schedules when it comes to manning their store. So let's watch the first skit and see how autobiographical responses lead to misunderstanding and then lead to possible end of relationship. Just when I was just about to open the document when yeah, hello. What is it?
Why didn't you show up at the store this morning? Because of you, I got late for work.
Well, didn't you have anyone else to help you there?
Stop right there. When I was your age, I never talked back to my parents the way you're doing to me right now. I thought I raised you well. I guess I thought wrong.
Well, I think it's because you're not a good father, that's why. You're not honoring my right to study.
Yes, online classes are important, but you got your priorities wrong there. Yes, you have to study, but at the same time, you have a responsibility to this family. And have you ever thought that if it hadn't been for the store earnings,
Oh, come on.
been able to afford the loan
Don't get me
you're
started
using
there.
for your online classes? Can't I get some of the credit for a change? You should be thinking about the efforts I'm doing. I'm exerting just to keep our family alive, and your attendance to online
What?
classes saved.
Alright, fine. If you find me such a burden, then I'll leave right now.
Yeah, maybe I think that's a good idea, that you get out of the house and get your own life, and let's see if you'll be able to sustain your online classes without me.
Fine, maybe I will. Now you see how wrecking autobiographical responses are. But compare them with the next response, empathic listening. In empathic listening, we don't give advice. We don't seek to fix the problem. That's not what's important here. In empathic listening, you reflect what the person feels. If you want a summary of it, it's simply listening to understand and not to reply, which is our usual maneuver. In empathic listening, you don't have to give the right reply. What's most important is you show effort that you're trying to understand the person and you're trying to see the world through his or her eyes, figuratively speaking. Now, let's see how empathic listening would work in the second version of Kuya N's conversation with his dad. Just when I was about to submit my assignment. Yeah, hello. I already got the speaker on. Yeah, hello.
Why weren't you in the store this morning? Because of you, I got late for work.
Well, you sound stressed, Dad.
Oh, you could only imagine that. How many customers complained today about our very slow service? It was too much for me to handle alone.
You really got overwhelmed, huh?
I guess you weren't really prepared for this, son. Both of us, I think. It's been a while since we last talked, and just because your mom has passed away, it's only now that we started working together on a particular task like this.
Yeah.
What do you suggest that we do?
Well, we could talk about our schedules tonight, so we can agree.
I'll consider that. Okay, after I finish my duty here, I'll go home and bring some dinner with me. We'll eat together and plan our schedule for the next day. And probably the next week too. Decide
Yeah.
who will man the store on
That's right.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The other Tuesdays and Thursdays, and even Saturdays. Okay, we will try to see eye to eye when it comes to this decision.
Sure,
Okay.
no problem. I love you,
See
Dad.
later then.
I love you, Dad. Bye.
Bye,
Take
son.
care. Take care on your way home.
Online classes.
Yes, thank you. Now, this is not to say that empathic listening is better than autobiographical listening. It's just that autobiographical listening is appropriate only if you and the other person already trust each other. If there's already a bond built between you and the other person, if you really are that close. But if the situation is very much emotionally charged, then you may have to slow down and practice empathic listening. Gain the trust of the person by making him or her feel that you are trying to see the world through his or her lens and not arrogantly telling him or her that your way is better. So that's the distinction between when to use which kind of listening. Oh, English me, oh, English me. Gusto kong matuto ng Ingles pero hindi alam kung paano. Sino ang magtuturo? Gusto kong matuto na talaga. Oh, English me. Kung nagustuhan ninyo ang episode na ito, pakilike lang dyan sa baba. Tapos kung may questions kayo or suggestions kung paano na mapa-improve yung lesson na ito, mag-comment na lang din. I-share nyo naman ang video na to. Mas maganda nga yung buong playlist sa mga kakilala ninyo nagtitake ng oral com. Sa panahon ngayon, alam nyo naman, kanya-kanya ng discard sa pag-aaral ng reliable reference materials at kasama na dyan ang Nocturnal Sage kung naniniwala kayo reliable ito. At kung gusto nyo ng outlet para sa mga topics na gusto nyo pag-usapan, hindi nyo rin maungkat sa mga pangkaraniwan ninyong pakikipag-usap with family and friends, sumali kayo ng Nocturne Space, yung link nasa baba lang. At higit sa lahat, mag-subscribe at itap nyo yung notification bell para hindi kayo mahuli sa anumang updates. New episodes every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Galing ko mag-perform ngayon, no? Salamat sa panonood. Ako muli si Kuya N. Kita-kits sa susunod na episode ng English Me dito sa Nocturnal Sage, a guide for those left in the dark. Okay, this is the answer to the previous bonus question. The circles that intersect, the intersection at the center symbolizes the zone of understanding. The zone of understanding is where people actually understand each other. But as you see, due to the small space, it represents how rare understanding occurs in communication. So that's the answer to the latest bonus question.